Hey, this is Thor with the ATVSuperstore.com. Today we're going to take and install a blade and push tube for our really cool Polaris General. And nice thing about this plow kit that we're installing is it will also have a hydro turn. So I'll show you some key features on what's going on, how to do it. I'm not going to film the entire process, there's no reason to do that. But we'll just go step by step and go from there. Here we go. Part one of the installation, of course, unpack everything, which is what we did. Here we have all the components to the push tube, as well as a hydro turn. So we'll start by getting all that stuff installed, piece by piece. The instructions ask for their first step to install this bracket right here, which is this plastic bracket here. However, we have a hydro turn, so we're gonna skip that process. We'll jump to process two. We're going to install this square bracket to the horseshoe part of the push tube, and then these 4 bolts. Nice thing about the Denali push tube is that it's already pre-threaded from the factory, so there's no nuts to mess with on the back part. Makes it super easy to install. Now that we've installed this piece, we will move over to the next, which is going to be installing the brackets for the hydro turn. Now there's 2 pieces, just a heads up. There's one that will connect to the actual bend of the horseshoe, which will go here, and the other one will be placed on this side here. That will be completely straight. Also, we're going to install the hook connection for your winch. 3 simple bolts, again, threaded from the backside from the factory, no nuts needed. Next, we're going to install the actual hydro turn to the brackets we just installed on the push tube. They'll be fitting here and here. Next, we installed the hydro turn system as shown. To make the job easier, I first installed the bolt and nut for the pivot here. Then I was able to hook this up. So the installation of the push tube is now complete. It took me approximately half an hour. This is the first time I ever did it. Next, I'm going to connect the wiring to the side-by-side to straighten out the horseshoe. Just be careful when you're doing that. And then I will next install the blade, the rubber flap, and side markers and springs. Everything hooked up and worked great. Next will be the blade. Thank God my son was walking by just as I was about to unload this booger. So with the help of my 19-year-old, we got the blade out, everything unpacked. First, we're going to install the wear bar per Denali. Then we will be installing the skid feet bracket, and then the skid feet, which are these guys here. Let me get to work on that. So we have installed the wear bars as well as the brackets and the skid feet for the blade. Our next procedure is going to be installing the blade to the push tube. Now again, our directions are a little bit different than normal because we are also dealing with a hydro turn system. So this part of the project is now complete. We've installed the push tube to the blade. We've added the springs. We also added the blade stopper, which is right there. We did the wear bar, which is right there. So as of this point, you could actually connect this to your side-by-side and start plowing. We, however, have 2 more items that we're going to install, which is going to be the optional rubber flap and optional side markers, which I believe are an absolute must when you're plowing, so you don't hit anything at nighttime. It's nice to know where that blade is. So let me get going on that project. Up to now, we have used 35 minutes to do this. So now we've installed the rubber flap and side markers. That took about 12 minutes to do, and we are now finally complete. Here's the finished project. Very nice, very nice. So here it is. Here we have the finished product. The initial times it took me to install this Denali snowplow system on my side-by-side are as follows. The mounting bracket took me 45 minutes, and that's because I had to remove the front bumper to do so. The push tube and hydro took me 30 minutes to install. The blade took me 35 minutes. The rubber flap and side markers took me 12 minutes. The electronics for the hydro turn that's inside the cab and the dash took me about 1 hour. That's because I had to cut a hole for the switch in the center console area, run some wiring, and install a contactor. So all in all, it took me 3 hours to install this unit. I am not a mechanic by far. However, I do have the proper tools, I have impacts, I have what's needed to get the job done. So this is what it looks like finished. Incredible. Super smooth, super quiet. So here's your Denali snowplow fully installed on a Polaris General. These things are beefy. They're super strong. They come with a 3-year warranty. That's the only one in the business that has that strong of a warranty. Any questions, give me a call, 815-321-3888. My name is Thor. I am the owner of the ATV Superstore. You can also drop me an email at theatvsuperstore@gmail.com. Thanks for watching our video on this installation and have a wonderful day.